I've spoken with their people. We have a plan. It's horrible what's happening. It's a war that should have never happened. It would have never happened if I was president, and it's a shame. And I thought they should have acted quicker. But it's a cold winter, and a lot of the you talk about utilities, but a lot of the big energy-producing plants have been under attack. To put it mildly, to put it nicely. Yeah, we have a way of getting peace, or we think we have a way of getting peace. He's going to have to approve it.
President Zelensky said today that his country would risk either giving up a partner or giving up its dignity. There's been criticism that this deal...
You mean he doesn't like it?
It's unclear. He was sort of...
Well, he'll have to like it, and if he doesn't like it, then, they should just keep fighting, I guess,
The suggestion that you made, though, was that if he doesn't accept it, that the U.S. would pull back its support for Ukraine. Is that
Well, at some point he's going to have to accept something. He hasn't accepted. You remember right in the Oval Office not so long ago, I said, you don't have the cards. Don't forget, I inherited this war. This war never would have happened. I inherited this war. And I thought he should have made a deal a year ago, 2 years ago. The ultimate deal would have been if it never started. That would have been the good deal. That could have been done, too, if you had the right president.
I've just had a call with President Zelensky alongside President Macron and Chancellor Merz, and that was an opportunity for us to express again our support for Ukraine and the principle that's very important, which is all matters to do with Ukraine must be determined ultimately by Ukraine. Now, we all want a just and lasting peace. That's what the President of America wants. That's what we all want. And so we need to work from where we are to that end. But the principle that Ukraine must determine its future under its sovereignty is a fundamental principle.
If Kyiv is unwilling to discuss President Trump's proposal and chooses to reject it, then both they and the European warmongers must understand that the events which occurred in Kupiansk will inevitably be repeated in other key sectors of the front. Perhaps not as quickly as we would have wished for it to be, but it will inevitably happen again. And overall, this suits us as it leads to achieving the special military operations objectives through armed means in the cause of armed struggle. But we, as I have repeatedly stated before, are ready for both peace negotiations and for resolving problems through peaceful means. However, this of course demands a substantive discussion of all the details of the proposed plan. We are ready for this.
In the coming days, consultations will be held with our partners concerning the actions required to bring an end to the war. I have signed the decree on the composition of Ukraine's delegation. I have approved all relevant directives. Our representatives know how to defend Ukraine's national interests and what is needed to prevent Russia from launching a third invasion, another attack on Ukraine. What we are talking about now is much more significant than just specific clauses or points within any given document. We must ensure that the principle that crimes against people and humanity, against states and nations, can ever be rewarded or forgiven does not prevail anywhere in Europe or the world. True peace is always based on guaranteed security and justice. This feeling is not just mine. I know that this feeling is shared by millions of our people and most people in the world.